hate this side table.
Die!
We went today and we looked at a trailer, a camper, and I guess we're gonna move here and live in it. Family of 5 living in a camper while they build a tiny home. I will be waiting for your call, TLC. Do you see Karen? Hey Ben, look right out in front of you. Karen. She would like... That was on camera. Maybe we'll cut that.
Well, just cut the next part.
Oh, that is so awful. We were able to, with the help of some friends, get an extremely cheap camper that isn't either infested with rodents nor rains on the inside when it's raining on the outside. So that's good, and it seems that everything works inside of it, which was surprising, and I was very pleased to hear that. So that's gonna go right here. Thank you to the streeters for all their assistance and the camper realm. I'll be able to put the kids inside for lunch, throw on the TV. That is what I do out here. I am never without M on my back, which is fine, but it'd be nice not to. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to do that, what I am doing without a baby. It's definitely a lot of work wearing a 25-pound backpack that moves and sweats and occasionally pees on me. The last final couple of scoops going on the pad for our camper. We had a massive storm last night. A lot of places in the area flooded. Highways were closed for flooding. Many roads have washed out, a couple up the road from us. And this is the extent of the damage of the driveway. Not that bad, all considering. A very large amount of water was dropped on us. There's a little bit of damage down here on the corner. There's roads up the road that this is the entire road. It's completely carved out. The amount of water that came down was so hard that it dug out there. Made like a little pond area. So not too bad. It's better than I feared. It looks like the water was coming down so quickly that it just kind of carved out through the center here, which if all of these tires weren't here, all of that material would be gone. It wouldn't have been stopped. It would have just kept going. So we had some flash flooding, and it really did a number on our little pond garden here. You can see the amount of sediment. There is no pond anymore. Bilbo's pond is a mess, but I'll get it all cleaned up. Another casualty of the horrible weather we've been having, the multiple storms, is this poor little shade structure. Yeah, it didn't stand a chance. The greenhouse fared much better. Even our wood storage area is fine, but not so much. Here at the land. Hi, Ben. No carrier, no children. They're at our house with my mother. Thanks, Mom. She's watching the kids because we have a bunch of stuff that we're getting done today. We actually have some friends that are coming by. We're hoping to be able to set all of our sills. In a timber frame house, the sills are actually what the floor sits on. So by doing this, we are going to be able to put in our flooring or our subfloor and have a nice stable place, put in our floor joists, then our subfloor, and then we'll have a nice even thing to stand on when we're erecting the walls and the sides. It's our camper. New to us, not new. It's made in 95. So anyway, I'm grabbing some pavers, 4-inch concrete block, bring it up top, and that's going to be where some of the hemlock pieces that didn't end up being the right size, not being in line properly, we are setting concrete instead, and it's working out really nice. We were able to take one of the old pieces of hemlock that we had cut off of one of the other sides that was way too big, and we put rebar in the ground, concrete, bore a hole in the hemlock, and then we were able to set that. So when you walk up to the house, it's going to look like it's hemlock all the way. You're not going to be able to see the concrete pads that are towards the back, which I think is pretty cool. It was completely on accident, but hey, happy accident. What are we doing, Ben?
Mortar. Getting all of our supports for our sills in place.
There you go.
After screwing them up the first time. So on this side we ended up using concrete block rather than hemlock because,
as you can see, that's where the hemlock was, right there where that.
Yep, where the brick is.
It's a titch off.
A little bit. We're just trying to get this thin enough. Give us just a little this bit of height. Kind of bond the top two. I am not overly concerned with any of it.
We were just talking off camera about how we are working with mostly green wood with our timber frame, which will have shrinkage. There will be twisting. There will be flexing when it dries. Most of that is contained within the building because each beam supports each other, so they kind of twist into each other. So it's not as big of a deal. If you built this way with stick frame, it would be a disaster. That you would have a house fit for Dr. Seuss. But with timber frame, it's a lot less severe. So we're not overly concerned with making sure everything is absolutely plumb and level 100%, because we know that there is going to be some mild shifting. And our luck, we would put all of that time and energy into it, and in 6 months we would notice huge gaps. Moisture meter. We're gonna test the 4 different batches of wood I've got. So these are our old hemlock beams that were donated to us. These are old. They've been cut many moons ago. So we're gonna get that in there. Looks like we're at 10.5%. Okay, so the old hemlock are at 10.5%. This batch is our newest batch. These were just delivered the other day. So let's give these a test. Oh wow, not that big of a difference. These are at 13.3%. These are the closest to green that we have. Here, let's try another one. Haha. That one is greener than its buddy next to it. So this one's at 16.9, almost 17% moisture. We've got these ones in here. This is the first batch that we had milled. It's been sitting in our makeshift solar kiln for quite a few weeks now. Oh, I can't even get that in there. That one's at 12.3. These were sopping wet when we got them. They had literally just been cut. That one's closer to 10. All right. And then this one, we'll call this our control beam. This one got stuck out in the rain without a cover. So we forgot to put the cover on, left, and then we had torrential downpours for days and didn't come out to the land. And then came back and was like, oh, damn. So that is the difference. This one has been out in the elements uncovered. And it, not surprising at all, has the highest moisture content. That one, thankfully that one's getting moved and not used right now. That one's going to be going back into the kiln because, oh, she's waterlogged. Well, I'm walking and, and my eye focuses and then suddenly I see them. Do you see them? Those are all black trumpet mushrooms. I go farther that way. They're all right here. These are a type of chanterelle. And I am told that they are very good. I have yet to have any. Well, we're about to. 22-ish foot beam. We have our little dolly. I think it's meant for, I want to say drywall. Strap. Ratchet strapped again. And we're going to move the greenhouse out of the way. Ben has winch. We'll probably use that tow strap for the last little bit. But yeah, it's been, we figured this out when we had our friend Mike out here the other day, moving the beam that you can see behind Ben. And when we got it up to this point of the driveway, Ben was like, let's just tow it up. Not for lifting humans. I'm really glad that it had that on there. I wanted to try. My dreams have been dashed. We're building a chicken coop. And we are using this hardware fabric as opposed to some of your more simple chicken wires and whatnot, because as we saw, what was that, last week, maybe the week before?
The long-tailed weasel?
Yeah, we do have a long-tailed weasel who at least the one time ran across our property. And they are known to get through small bits of fencing, and
they will predate your chickens.
They will. They like chickens, they like guineas, they like ducks. So, no thanks. No free meals for you.
I mean,
the 19 gauge galvanized wire is going to be going is going to be going on the bottom as well as the sides, and then the upper area is going to be cladded so that they have a nice dark place to roost at night. So it's going to be a run on top of. We will let them free range next year. But especially for guineas, you need to teach them where home is and where safety is and where food and water is. They are much more wild than your average chicken. They don't like people. They don't like being cooped up. You could release all the guineas here and maybe never see them again. Make sure that the bedding, do a deep bedding method so that keeps them warmer and keeps their toes better, because guineas are often get frostbite on their poor little toes.
Basically, using screws with washers that are larger than the hole, and tighten down and hold it in place. I'm gonna run these all the way down here. And then I'm going to do the same thing all the way from end to end. About every 6 to 8 inches, making sure that it stays taut, just so nothing has an easy way in. I'm using these GRX fasteners. I like them because I don't need to drill and they don't split the wood, which anyone who's worked with pressure treated lumber can tell you. Sometimes it likes to split. I'm using a washer head to hold it. And as you can see, I put it at a light angle. The reason I did that was so that it would tighten as the screw went down. So we have a nice bond there, so nothing can easily get in.
I noticed we've got some seepage from the groundwater here, and it looks very toxic. It looks very, very scary. It's kind of oily, it's orange. Down on the driveway there's actually a section that's almost bright red. This is naturally occurring deposits of iron oxide and other minerals. It's just rust. All of that orange is chemically identical to the rust on, you know, one of the spades that the kids left out in the rain. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
It's dead.
Yep. It's not that it was a bad side table. It's just that it was a side table that made this room
Too small.
queen bed friendly. And we are king bed sized people.
I got nothing against queens.
No, I love my queens, but as far as beds are concerned, that's a single for me.
These are attached from the outside.
It was really weird. It's like a time capsule for like the very early 2000s. A gigantically tiny tube TV. There's a wine glass up here that all my moms watching. You'll recognize this. You'll recognize Mommy's sippy cup. Is that Pepsi? Not a sponsor. Yeah, it's like a time capsule. Like, seriously, whoever was in here just up and left. They even left their sand art, y'all. They forgot their sand art. The old bed frame is out. The new bed frame is in. The new bed is being unpackaged, so it's starting to inflate. Ben just got back from getting a bunch of free stuff. We got a ton of roofing panels. They're actually in pretty good shape. A lot of them are 10-footers, so that's fantastic. A bunch of little cutoffs. We'll probably be using those for the chicken coop at the top of the hill. And all of these blocks, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, John. There you go. Guy on Facebook. John from Facebook.
Sure, he's the only one.
The only one on Facebook. That one John on Facebook, that's the guy. Thank him.
Yep.